Okay, we all ready? In that case, I'm going to call this meeting to order at 9:03 p.m. Roll call. Nick and Dana are absent. I'm not sure if they're just running late, but right now that's where we're at. In that case, okay, we can move to public comment. All right. Seeing and hearing no public comment, can move on to the approval of consent items, which are the minutes and today's. Oh, there was? I'm so sorry. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much. Hit me with it. Yeah, that's perfect. Wherever you want to sit, you sit. Yeah, Ruby, go ahead.
One, as a former employee of the Office of Veterans Administration, I feel and congratulate Jennifer and I lost my position of being in the office. Which is disheartening and not something that NMU, I think, as a whole, or yeah, or as NMU in our origin of trying to represent all students equally, and with that comes providing resources to marginalized communities that we know have been hurt in the past and deserve to be on a platform where they can have their voices heard and represented. That is something I can personally speak, and I think every member of ASU. We, as ASMU, don't directly also speak for university. So what we can give you in writing and what, as far as funding lines, it's kind of part two. SFC, though a branch of ASMU, is its own entity. So their ability to provide funding is voted on within their law. They're overseen by ASMU and have obviously connections to ASMU, that's like how they're run. But they individually provide that funding, so ASMU cannot say like, yes, because obviously I think we could all vote, and be like, yeah, we want to fund the director, that's not. No. SFC has their terms, which you guys have gone through every single year when you've done that with all 29 years. You've done an application process, those terms have not changed. In which they approve of things, and if they were to change, it would have to be through some, our head of judiciary could speak on what the process of that would be, but there is a process for anything for SFC. So you guys, as far as I think anyone in this room can answer, will just be going through the same process you have. The only difference is, if you need more money this year and you write in there that you are needs additional funding, sources, like you said, you previously audited that you received. The fact that you're not getting that anymore will go into consideration on how SMC funds your event. In regards to not getting a response to your email, we are in still the higher cost of the cemetery. So we apologize for that. That is something like an individual position we have hired. So we're working on that and those people usually. But. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if that was. And if you needed any help with this, like, we are, like, I'm sure there's many numbers on answering would love, we'd actually stop in the best with like, if we did help reaching out to people, like, we, as individuals, to be effective. And I want you to know that that's true, so we want the clear and,
And fortunately, we have the chair of SFC here today. So Tommy, please take it away.
Yeah, so I did talk to Gwen very briefly about it, and she did mention, there was some issue with your group and lack of funding. So I'll definitely try and get the loop with Gwen about this. Feel free to email, like, forward everything you just read there to the FFC emails. We're working right now to get a new form and to approve budgets. But that's definitely something I can take on from the we like. That's something. So it's just gonna look different where it's going. It has to go to SFC. And I would like to think that our committee members support that. I mean, there's nothing, our bylaws are pretty strict. That and basic stuff like supporting the goals and the message of NMU, that's something certain. These are certain little things that important. We can fund your event. So definitely get in contact with me. Trying to get funds.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Cass.
it's just like, I don't know exactly what's happening. Instead of funding, it's just like moving down. I think very allies have come to SFC before in the past for funding, so definitely keep in contact with me. And, yeah.
Cassidy.
Okay, I think Ruby hit all the important parts. I'm sorry that I didn't see your email. She's right about the secretary. If in the future you want to send it directly to me, I'll make sure I respond to your phone. Alyssa, our student affairs rep from the quad, brought the issue of multicultural graduations to me in the past. So this has been on my radar for the past, since July, I believe. And so I do have my, to answer you more directly, I understand where you're coming from, because with university, with executive orders affecting how university spends its money, I can understand how that, like, how does that affect SFC? Does that mean it's the university's money? And I do not have a direct answer for you right now, but I do have a meeting with Jeff Courtney on Thursday. He is the I don't even know his official title, vice president of student experience. And he is who I've been able to get most of my answers on in the past with these particular situations. And that's what I have to get. So do I hope that it is what Ruby and Tommy just said? Yes, but I do want to make sure that I get you a 100% answer before you, like, before giving you hope. You know what I mean? Do I think that that's what it is? Yes. I think Mr. Forby in particular has supported me when I come at him in conversations like that. And he's also supported our strength groups. So I don't foresee it being an issue, but I just did want to let you know that I have conversations on the agenda that have not been had yet. They're scheduled for this Thursday. And I'll be reporting on them as we go forward. And after you come to us specifically, I will make sure I reach out to you directly to update you on that conversation.
Ruby?
Again, I don't have full clarity. I don't know this. But from my understanding, the way that our Office of Diversity and Inclusion worked was on the basis of two major grants. The KCP grant, which is the
King Chavez.
Chavez Party, yeah.
Teamwork.
Which was where a big, like, majority of our funding came from. So like me as a programmer, I would have an event, I write up a proposal, it meets the requirements of this grant, we're able to get that money. And that grant wasn't from, it's like a big nationwide grant that month's on. And from my current understanding, we no longer have that grant. Like, that wasn't an NLU thing, it wasn't a state thing, it was like that grant doesn't distribute anymore. Because of these, like, executive orders. So that's my current understanding, that we lost that major source of funding, and so now the office had to pull in from other sources and other grants and kind of like rewire things, which is why they have like over half the staff. They're funding like less than a quarter of the amount of events that they were able to previously. So it sucks, and nobody's happy about it, especially the people working on office that are getting their lives, right? But what they're trying to do is do the best they can and still provide as many resources as they can. So don't tell your peers to not still go in there and say, this is my support as they can right now, there's still a library full of diversity, equity, inclusion books, even if it's not titled that anymore. There's still free snacks, there's still all those resources, and people would love to talk about their things. So that place is still there, and it's still the same place, even if it's not called the same thing.
Thank you and my apologies for missing you the first time. Super sorry about that. I'm super glad that Ben brought that to my attention. But thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Any other public comments? Eyes fully peeled this time. All right. In that case, we can actually move on to approval of consent items, which is today's agenda and then these minutes. Amelia? All right. Ben T. All right, all in favor, please raise your plaques. All right, those pass unanimously. Perfect. In that case, we can move on to executive reports, starting with the president.
Just to kind of continue on who I've been meeting with and the types of meetings that I have scheduled. I recently met with Dale Kapla, just like an official, hi, I'm Cassidy. What can ASMU do to get your help and what kind of support can you offer type of conversation. He was awesome. I asked him what kind of things were on the academic radar this semester, and he said that unions are about to be in negotiation upcoming February. So just that's on his radar. And it might show up in various ways on campus. So just if you have constituents coming to you, there's some information for you there. I also, as briefly mentioned before, have a meeting with Jeff Corpy on Thursday. I have an agenda scheduled for that, but if anybody has something specifically they'd like me to consider bringing to him, just let me know. I'll be meeting with him tri-weekly. And then I also meet with our Dean of Students office with Ben, our Chair of Academic Affairs. That's bi-weekly. So Ben and I, you can always come to us if you have any questions, comments, things you want brought into those conversations. We're here for that. And of course, when we have big movements within those meetings, I'll make sure to come with that information for you guys here. Moving on to farmers market, we've had a lot of farmers markets, budgets approved last week, some different things going on behind the scenes. If anyone wants to help just finalize some times, we need a time for Zumba. That budget's been passed, so it's literally just getting a time down and maybe some spacing things. So if anyone wants to be involved in that, you can stay after today's meeting just for a quick 5 to 10 minute chat about what's going on there, and if you'd like your input involved on that. Secretary, I was hoping to have hired a secretary by today. However, I have 2 interviews tomorrow. There are a second interview for each candidate because I honestly could not decide. Like we had 2 really good candidates. So I'll be in the office tomorrow, interviewing 2 more individuals. And then barring any like extenuating circumstances, I will have someone hired by next week. So that we can get them fully trained, we can get them in the groove so that we're supported the best we can be in that position as well. Just a reminder about homecoming. We are a part of the parade that is Friday, September 19th, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. There is a pre-parade party at September 18th that is 4 to 9. We'd love all hands on deck if possible. And then the tailgate, I've been in contact with, I believe there's someone from admissions reached out saying like, hey, we want to do the tailgate, like, do you want to be involved in the tailgate? So I was just kind of asking her what was up with that. We might bring like snow cone machines, bags, games, and just kind of be a presence so students know that ASMU is there as well. So that is the tailgate before the football game, September 20th, 11 to 1 behind the Superior Dome in Lot 55. Last few miscellaneous things. I've been in conversation about that Plan B project with Dale, actually, Dale Kapla. He was mysteriously involved somehow. So I brought it up. And he sent an email out last week to see what was going on there. So I emailed him this morning for a follow-up, awaiting an update on that. I will let you know. Things seem positive in that department is what I have for you. And then, but also let your constituents know that we do have Plan B in the office, with Planned Parenthood closing down. Like, it's a really good resource. It's no strings attached. They don't have to leave their name. They don't have to pay any money. We have it for them as a resource. We're hoping to get it in vending machines soon, but until then, we have the resource. Presidential search is going underway nicely. Come to me personally with any questions on that, and I will have more updates for you soon. And lastly, just hoping to get things moving, like the period project, things like that, just giving a little nudge. But other than that, feeling great. We're doing great. Let's do it.
Any questions, comments, anything for Cassidy? Alrighty, and Amelia.
This is probably PR. Do you want us to do PR posts for the maybe? Or is that like just tell people and be like, this is the thing, or do we want to make like a formal announcement?
Yeah, go ahead, Cass.
I will say This is my advice, but I think this is really like, Callie, let me know if you agree with this. Student affairs should probably talk about that at their next meeting and make a decision on what they want.
Beautiful. All right, any other things for Cass? Alrighty, in that case, we can go to our vice president.
So there are two committees, one university committee and one ASNFU committee. And so you have to connect with your respective chairs to figure out what things are happening and what ones you want, so they can get back to you.
Beautiful. Any questions or comments on that? All right, sweet beans. We can go on to our treasurer report then.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tommy again. You haven't met me. So we are still in kind of a gray area right now with our money. We're still waiting for 10-day numbers. I did talk to Amelia. She was supposed to get those to me today, but she was sick. So I should have 10-day numbers this week. Yeah, barring any extenuating circumstances. SFC updates, we are still trying to get a meeting time together, trying to recruit new members. We may have enough to meet quorum, but we still need to do some more interviewing. So if anyone, is interested in SFC or knows anyone who's interested in SFC, happy to take a look at their application. You direct them to an application and interview them. We'd love to try and get as many people on board as we can. We do have a few student orgs that have come to us, either requesting funding or inquiring about how to request funding. And then sometime in the next week or so, we will be sending out a message to email to all the student orgs, telling them how they can request funding. So that will be happening. Right now in the ASNMU account, there's a balance of roughly $1,000, and then in the SFC account, there's a balance of around $5,900. So hopefully next Tuesday, I'll have updated numbers on that. Otherwise, about it, unless you have any questions.
Ruby?
That current number is not included. Is that including this year? That's not including this year's like activity portion of the. Okay. I was gonna say,
That's like
Okay.
what
Rollover.
leftover.
yeah.
Cool.
Any other questions or comments for Tommy? All righty, then we can go on to my report. Not terribly too much, but office hours, just as a reminder, those are starting this week. So you need to have your like permanent hours in, like into your office log or your office hour log. I'll actually just so everybody knows how to do that and where to find it. I'm just gonna show you guys. So if in our drive, if we just go to member info, office hours, super duper easy. It's one of these. It says the
Year.
Yep, so fall 2025. That's the one. Just to show you mine, so you put your office hours up here. This is like when I'll be there. Put in your date. So just 9, 10, I'll be in there tomorrow. Present, and I did XYZ. So just everybody should be doing that, literally that every week. Super straightforward. When you do get your university committees, this is like the same thing for that. So just to make sure you're going to those as well. Yeah, that should be pretty easy, but just make sure you guys are in there this week. I believe I know I have office access. Did everybody get confirmation that they got office access? If you didn't get confirmation, reach out to Cassidy or myself. We can make sure that gets figured out. Let's see, what else do I have for you guys? 1 second, sorry. Okay, committee meetings. So those should like academic and student affairs. Those, if they're not starting this week, then next week, those are like at minimum bi-weekly. It's kind of up to you guys and your chairs on how often those meetings are going to be, whether that's weekly or bi-weekly. They will at least be happening bi-weekly. Just to give a heads up. But those are great times for like being really productive about with ASNMU, like coming up with ideas, discussing things like prior to GA, just so that we can all come to GA like fully prepared and all that good jazz. Quick reminder about headshots in case you haven't gotten those or gotten like your personal headshots done and in the ASNMU drive. Do that as quickly as you can, please, and thank you. Next week, Cassidy and I plan on doing like a slight like onboarding thing after the official GA session, just so because I've had some questions of, like there's a lot of new people, like so just so everybody's on the same page on like rules, expectations, all of that good jazz. So yeah, that's me. Any questions or comments? I'll take both. All right, well, sweet. Thanks for making that easy. We can move on to new business. We got some SFC appointments today. Starting with Molly Lindo, presented by Tommy.
So, as treasurer of the Associated Students of Northern Michigan University and acting chair of the Finance Committee, I am recommending the appointment of Molly Lindo to the Student Finance Committee. Molly is a great fit for SFC because of her enthusiasm for ASNMU and her active participation as a student at NMU. Molly was voted on by the SFC in the spring of 2025, but was not formally appointed through ASNMU. I have met with Molly in person and believe she will be an excellent addition to the committee. If you have any questions about this recommendation, feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a simple majority vote of the General Assembly.
Beautiful. No, that was great. Good job. So I guess let's start. Any questions or comments for Tommy beforehand? In that case, do we have any motions to vote? Which would just be a motion to vote. Ruby. All right, thank you. Any seconds? Michaela, did I see you? Beautiful. All right, this is a closed vote. You guys should all have little pieces of paper. Well, the ones of you who votes. So, beautiful, you don't vote.
Oh, yeah. Should probably appreciate your, they don't hold it up, please, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
Very.
I know. They didn't have that. I was gonna encourage.
Oh, thank you.
I just get one.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, there we go. Let's. Thank you. Don't worry, I didn't get what you got.
Yeah.
All right, that passes unanimously. So. What? Oh. Alrighty, we can go on to our next thing, which, guys, we're gonna go on to our next thing, which is another appointment, but this time for Kelly Dunleavy, and I hope I said that right. Also by Tommy.
Treasurer of ASNMU and acting chair of the Student Finance Committee, I am recommending the appointment of Kelly Dunleavy to the Student Finance Committee. Kelly's a great fit for SFC because of her commitment to her studies and NMU, participating in government. Kelly was voted on by the SFC in the spring of 2025, but was not formally appointed to ASNMU. I have met with Kelly in person and believe she would be an excellent addition to the committee. If you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me. This appointment requires a simple majority vote in the General Assembly.
Thank you, Tommy. Any questions or comments for him? All right, any motions? Again, this would be, Michaela. All right, any seconds? Tom, sorry, I saw you first. All right, same thing, closed vote. Round two. Thank you to you also, and you guys over there too. All right, that passes as well. Yeah, There you go, right? I know something. Alrighty, we could go on to our next topic, which is gonna be budgets. Just one Fall Fest reimbursement, by Cassidy.
Oh. If you were at the table, you would have seen that we had little chocolates at the table. Is there a receipt posted added there?
Oh, look at that. How'd you know? Yeah,
So these two things here, these mixed chocolates. We're at our ASMU table. This is not ours. I should have crossed it out, but I only included these things on the budget, and here they are for proof that I did actually spend that money. And the date is right here, 10/25 at 10:44, about 20 minutes before the event started. Because I thought I had two things, but I didn't. So please approve this one, so I cannot be out.
Ben. Oh, look at that. All right, any seconds? Amelia. All right, all in favor, please raise your plaques. All right, that passes unanimously. Shout out Cass for getting that done. All right, we can go back to public comment. Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry. Ruby, is your plaque up for, okay, sorry about that. All right, seeing and hearing no public comment for real. We can go on to go to the order. Any go to the order? Jack. Ruby.
So, a volunteer sign up sheet, and also, I just had vendors reaching out to me, like, just curious about what their plan was, so just wondering.
Cassidy, take it away.
If you wanna talk farmer's market, stay after the meeting, cause I need help on various.
Beautiful. Any other good of the order? All right, sweet beans. We, in that case, I call this meeting adjourned at 9:35 again. What are the odds of that, eh? 2 weeks in a row. Oh, it's too much time in the UP. What can I say? Thank you.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Dana brought Rice Krispie treats. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's one thing I know how to be. It's loud.